Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're in Alliance War Season 29, War number 4. And we are up against PÆLØ. And these guys are currently ranked number 3 in all of Masters going in to this war. We are ranked number 12, so we need to win. So here, one thing is, on this fight, this first fight, this is the power struggle node. I applied that advanced power boost thinking that it would work, and I swear we've done this with other fights and it showed synthesis, but I surely did not gain a bar of power. I didn't have a bar of power. Now I know you can only gain power when they fill a power bar, but I'm pretty certain we have used power start 1 boost on this node before, so I'm not certain why it didn't work. Maybe I'm just totally mistaken, but we have Doom on path 4, power struggle, strike counter fury. Gotta mix up the combos. Need to keep Killmonger armor broke to minimize the reverb damage, and yeah, I don't want to let him build up a bunch of furies. I had originally wanted to get that power start 1 so that I could armor break him, push him to a special 1, and then just light off a big juicy special 2. But yeah, that did not happen. I was hoping that would have pushed him to a special 3 so I could get a bigger drain, but it didn't. That's alright. I've taken some reverb damage, a little bit of chip damage. So far I've been able to manage my combo, just kind of spamming special 1s whenever I can. I will start to build up some furies, I think, right here. Yeah, I do another heavy to reapply the armor break. And, you know, obviously I get that armor break from the Mr. Fantastic synergy. Yeah, so he gets a few furies, not a big deal. Going to steel power, drop him below 2 bars, and then he a couple times he just kind of went passive, which is fine, I guess. But Doom backhand slaps him over, and we get the full attack bonus. And next up, we're going on this Immortal Hulk. I'm going in with Thing. I brought in my 5-star Thing so that I didn't have to manage my combo for this fight. Because Thing, you can just trigger protection all the time and have at it. So there you can see I did have the power start 1 boost. I was dumb. I tried to do a parry medium into a heavy. Obviously this guy's got limber. I shouldn't have even thought about that. But because I do not have Human Torch on the team, that had nothing to do with eating a combo to the face. This fight and the Longshot fight that I'm gonna do, I just was missing some of my parries with Thing. I don't know, maybe I was just kind of on like an adrenaline rush, but I was scheduled for this fight. I don't have Human Torch on the team, which makes it a lot easier to use Thing here because you can just easily build up your furies. It just makes the fight go faster. But because I didn't, I am trying to manage my combo as best I can. So far I've done it fairly well. I'm going to try to convert as many of my rock stacks into furies so that I can get max damage. You know, with this being 5-star Thing, his damage output isn't great until he, you know, gets the max furies, which is pretty decent. But because Alliance War now, you know, time can be something of consideration, I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can. I am max boosted for this whole path, so the next 2 fights I was not scheduled for. We had some delays in our war plan and with some guys getting on, and so it finally got to the point where, like, the one guy that was going to take the power snack fight, he's our Europe guy, PT. He had went to bed. It wasn't open for him. And so I'm like, dude, we can't wait. I can easily take it with Thing. And one of the other officers, Dems, he was like, nah, you know, he's always doesn't want me to use Thing. I don't know if it's a joke, but he just hates him. That's fine. I love him. Love-hate relationship there, but Thing works great. I take a few hits, no big deal. A few health potions, which I have plenty of from compensation. And this was the other fight that I was not scheduled to take. I do throw on an invulnerability boost that's going to overlap for this Hit Monkey fight and the Longshot fight. We were going to use a Mole Man for this fight, a rank 3 Mole Man. But again, we had another guy that was a little bit late and not available, and so we're just like, I'm gonna be big boosting anyways, and just let me take the fights. I can handle them, and I do. So for this Hit Monkey, I am not going to throw any specials. You know, my Fury buildup is going to be significantly slower because with Human Torch on the team, which I usually have, every time I parry, I get to 20 rock stacks, I parry again. Those next 5 rock stacks automatically get converted to Furies, but not without. So I actually have to let that timer stall out, so you can see when I get these reparries, it just refreshes the 20 rock stack. So I need to let those idle out to gain that Fury attack rating boost. And normally I would do that. I would bait the special, dodge it, and just wait, and then wait for an opening to parry. Just because if you're a little bit late, you can get parried yourself. But I needed to keep those rock stacks, you know, expiring out, just so I can build them up. And I felt like I needed to be a little bit faster, more than normal, especially with this season with the time stuff potentially being in consideration. And so yeah, so you'll see for like the rest of this fight, when he throws the special ones, I just dex it, immediately counter. You know, I generally don't have any issues with that, but every once in a while, if you're just a tad late, you'll get parried. And then if you get parried and this dude hits you, it will hurt, especially if I don't have protection up. But he's got a ton of Furies going on. He's what, 62, 63 Furies. So anytime that I do block a hit, which I haven't really been blocking much, I've kept on pushing him to his special one there. Protection triggers, can't take any damage, and Thing does great. Thing does great for the strike counter Fury nodes. And then we're going up against this Power Snack, Outlast, and Backup Recovery Longshot. I'm again boosted. I heal up a little bit. I have a invuln boost on. And here, this fight, I do take a few parries that I miss. I take a few hits, take some damage, but the one nice thing with Thing is, one, no Power Snack. Power Snack, you have to nullify a buff, and even though I got a Dex, Precision Crit, an Unblockable, I'll get an Unstoppable, Power Snack can't affect Thing. So great option for most champions that you'll see on the Power Snack node. Now here I'm trying to bait a special. Now here's the beauty with Thing. So if you actually accidentally get hit with Longshot on a special one, and he's got a bunch of karma on him and you know, Thing's bleed immune. So here I'm trying to bait out this special, and he's just not having it. I think he finally does it. I was thinking about triggering protection and then just eating the special 3. There, I do get tagged by the first part of that, but here's the beauty. So special 1, bleed, he's bleed immune. So you can't take the big crazy damage if you happen to get tagged by special 1. Special 2 is the Incinerate. There I get tagged. And here, so I get the Incinerate on me, but it's only the first one. So it's only ticking for 5 and 35. You know, it depends on how many rock stacks I have. There I get tagged again by bleeds. Just felt like my dex and my parries were just not working for this fight very well. But he can't apply the extra incinerates to you because those are tied to karmas being nullifying buffs, and Thing can't be nullified. So you know, to die in this fight, I mean, granted, sure, it's possible. You have to play much worse than me. So there, I missed that deck, or not that dex, that parry. but you know, the bleeds from the L1, the incinerates from the L2, they just really have no impact on you, which is really awesome. So you don't have to worry about it. You can dex freely. If you happen to miss it, well, you'll take some damage. Thing, you know, I have max sig, 20 rock stacks. If I activated protection, I wouldn't take any damage. And I probably should have thrown a few heavies in here. I did not, but here I'm trying to bait another special. He's just playing really passive, so I just go for a big special 3. This is going to do a decent chunk of damage, and he'll throw his special 2, I believe. Almost push him special 2, but he does have mystics. There is mystic dispersion on this, so when these unstoppables and unblockables fall off, he gets pushed up. So I do have to be wary of that. He does have a decent chunk of mystic dispersion, but again, things are really safe here. Obviously this is going a lot longer than I would have liked. With Human Torch on the team, it would be faster, and if it would have brought in my rank 3 thing, granted it'd be a ton faster. So we're going to finish him off with a big boom cannonball L2, and we get the full attack bonus. A little bit long in the fight, but we needed to get that down to open up section 2 for everybody else that was waiting. And Mirage Turtle ends up taking down the Korg with his Storm Pyramid X. Pretty much finished at full health. Did a great job there. And then here is my nemesis from last season. So I died on this E.M.P. Apocalypse fight. It's got Burden of Might, Aspect of Evolution, and what's the other node? Bubble Shield. And so I start with the Power Start 1. I've used another gray boost. We got a lot of them. And I do have Mr. Fantastic on the team, so I can get the armor breaks for a little bit of extra damage. I hit him just below 1 bar. I get to 2 bars. And I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did last season, where I ended up getting Burden of Might. I dexed, and Burden of Might took away my power, and then I was really never able to kind of get it back. I push into special 3, steal, and I'm just going to immediately throw my special 2. I do have Mystic Boost on. It's not giving me a ton of power back, but it gives me enough. And then again, we're trying to push them. Here we got a special 3, we've got Bubble Shield 9, dex that L2 like a boss. Had to, otherwise I would have gotten crushed. Here now we have 10, so I have to dex the next thing. We get a dex off. Now he throws a special 2. Because the fight is almost over, I'm just gonna block that, play it nice and safe. And we got a lot of health. He's got a little bit of health, 7%. We go in for one more full combo, armor broken, give him a little doom back slap, and we get our revenge. That was one fight last season that I did not enjoy dying to. I don't enjoy dying to anything, but I felt like I just totally blew it, and I redeemed myself, I felt like there. So now we're going up path 1. This is node 30. It's got Vigor, Indomitable with Annihilus. I still am Mystic boosted. I still have the Power Star 1 boost active from that E.M.P. fight that I just did. We get rid of Annihilus's Rod, which means we can easily parry, get some nice openings. And do I throw it again? No, I do miss it, and I do end up taking, a few obliterated debuffs, which are fine. It's actually can give you some willpower and some mystic dispersion, because when I dex back, it will remove that obliterate debuff, and then it'll trigger an unstoppable, and the unstoppable falls off. So it kind of works to my advantage. My mystic dispersion is only 3 out of 5, but it's plenty for what I need. And I get to an L3. We hit him up with that, get a big chunk of damage, and we go into a Doom Cycle. Now he was not all the way 2+ bars, so I couldn't get into like the full cycle, but really didn't need it. Got to a special 2, lit him up, and Annihilus goes down quite easily. And then that was all on one boost. So from the Killmonger, iHulk, Hitmonkey, Longshot, Doom, and Annihilus all in one boost. A little bit later that night, we have these two fights with Mysterio and Venom. So this is Buffet and Indomitable. And Thing, again, can't be nullified. I heal him up a little bit, and I put on a regen boost that's going to last me for this fight and the next fight. This fight was probably the most one I was concerned about. I just wanted to push him to special 2, let him throw that. I would get power drained, no big deal, but I'm just going to make sure I parry or just dex around, dance. Don't hit him while he has that ability to miss up, because if you hit and you miss, then he'll get the power gain from the defensive tactic, Untouchables. Mysterio is an untouchable defender. So there, we just keep pushing him to L2. If I do push him to L1, the same strategy is going to be applied. Dance around, wait out that reflection timer. I'm doing short combos because I wanted to build up my rock stacks. And then I tried to get him to hit into me with, the AI, make sure that he doesn't throw a special 1. And so far it's worked great. And I'm going to wait this out, and I'm going to build back up to a special 2 and do a big cannonball and light this dude up right here, I think. Yeah. Oh, we didn't have 20 rock stacks, and I should have just thrown it. I didn't. He ends up throwing his special 1. So now I just gotta wait this out. Otherwise, any damage that I do to him will be reflected. Luckily, I got heavied there. Luckily, he didn't have any of his gas charges up, because I would have been poisoned, and that would have been bad news. But he was almost dead. But we do finish off that fight. Take a little bit of chip damage, not much. Now we're going on node 46. This is Buffet, Chitinous, Thorns, Outlast, and the strike counter combat power rate. Now we have Venom on this node. Venom's obviously at some point going to get an armor up inevitably, which is going to trigger the Chitinous Thorns. So, I know a lot of people like to use Warlock for this Buffet node, but it doesn't work well here because Venom gets so many buffs. The infection time is super low, and basically you're going to get Buffet like a ton. So I'm going in with Thing. Again, Thing can't be nullified, so Buffet doesn't apply in this fight at all. I am trying to manage my combo for the strike counter so that I can get off as many specials as possible. And that's going to help me convert my rock stacks to Fury. But now that he has his armor up on, you can see that every time I'm like hitting him, I pretty much take off the 3 rock stacks from the bleed interaction, and that's going to help build up my Furies, which is nice. So I don't have to really throw any specials. He wasn't throwing his special 1, so I just pushed him the special 2, blocked it to be safe. Even if I got hit by it, it probably would have triggered protection. But yeah, no use putting the risk in there. I have plenty of health. And this is the last fight for Thing in this war. Now we've but we've eaten up all the hit counters. We've used our last special. We got suppressions ticking, but this Venom is almost down. Thing is at max rock Furies, hitting really hard, and we get the solo there, full attack bonus. And yeah, so that was a lot of fights. I do let my boost fall off because my last fight is this Hulkbuster on the Rage, Extend, Return Policy node 48. I put on a health boost, and I also put on another invulnerability boost. I think I used 5 gray boosts this war, just trying to be safe. We're playing against a very disciplined, very well planned alliance. This PΑLØ team, they did really well. So I was just trying to do my part. I didn't want to die. I don't ever want to die, but this one just felt a little bit more necessary to make sure that I went above and beyond. And you know, for this Hulkbuster, you want to spam L1s as much as possible, nullify and take off those armor ups. Otherwise, he's going to get too many, and your ability accuracy offensively is just going to be terrible and almost pretty much non-existent. And you hit like a little sissy. So try and nullify those. It does give him a little bit of power. So basically, if he is 1 bar, 1.5 bars or under, spam the special one, nullify it. You know, every once in a while, if you get to L2, I'm gonna throw that to get some incinerates ticking. But there I do eat a combo to the face. Here I need a beta special. Because of the extend node, you can see that those unblockable buffs, they last a long time. So you definitely need to, 1, evade cleanly the special one and then retaliate. Because if you don't retaliate and get a combo going, those unblockable buffs, they're gonna last, and then you have to deal with that with an intercept or just wait it out. But it is easy to evade, bait out his special one. But if you do get hit, whew, it's a long stun and you are gonna get wrecked. So yeah, the whole game plan here is spam special one. Occasionally I'll throw a special 2. It's a long fight, but you just want to make sure you keep those armors off as much as possible, and then just make sure he doesn't get to a special 2, because the special 2 will also be unblockable. And instead of just having that first like dash at you, the melee attack being unblockable, all the beams will be unblockable, which I don't think they hit that hard, and they'll put a power drain debuff on you, and you can probably get some willpower heal off of it. But it's just better to not have to deal with that. And yeah, we're getting close. We turned off the regen by parrying him while he was under processing, or I think it was like right after process, so don't have to deal with a lot of the extra health. But you know, he got the extra armor up. We're gonna try to nullify. He's got another armor up. Now he's got the armor, or the unblockable. We throw a special 2 and it kills him. So long fight, but Doom does really well there. Just got to really manage his armors. And yeah, the last duties for me was going in and applying these Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, the Petrify and the Suppression, to Mangog, who was taken with a magic, and then to the Maw boss. Now, obviously I don't have Torch on my team, so I'm just going to show you the boss fight by my teammate Ultimatheory, who is a excellent player. And for this fight, you know, he goes about a different method, and I used to do this a lot with pretty much any of the champs that I would attack with Maw when it wasn't Torch. It's where you basically you don't even worry about the knockdowns. The one nice thing is with Torch is that, you know, with a high enough temperature, you can just bypass the miss, and then that will bypass you getting degened. So if you just let him build up his charges, once he gets to 100, he will stop building them up. You don't have to deal with him anymore. Now if you do get hit, that's another story. If you do get hit, the degen is going to be massive, but you can see he's just ignoring it. He's got a high enough temperature, the falter comes up, he bypasses the miss, and yeah, he's got a lot of smolders. He's just being very patient, block baiting, making sure he's throwing the special one. This guy has a little bit of Mystic Dispersion, I believe, but nothing significant. So now he's fully persuaded you. He's not going to do anything else, so you don't really have to worry about the falters anymore. And he's built up so much smolders, the Nova Flames just melt that Maw boss. So ultimately got the solo, did a great job. Now as far as our battle group goes, we died 4 times again, which is more than we want. We want to be at 0, we want to be at 1, 2 max. And yeah, these guys only died once. So we lost, it was a 10-1 on the deaths. Very lopsided. It was pretty close at the beginning, you know, almost 2/3 of the way through. It was 2-0, and then we just kind of fell apart, and then these guys just didn't die. So as far as my stats go on the war, I had 9 fights, 9 kills, no deaths. And on the season I'm at 26 fights, 26 kills, no deaths. We did drop to number 20 in Masters, basically the last place, 8 spots. And we're 2-2 on the season, so really solid job to PΑLØ La Casa de Palomos, which is the House of Pigeons. Interesting name. Yeah, and as of right now, they are number 1 in Alliance War for Masters for this season. They're 4-0, so they're doing a great job. So yeah, that's what we got for the war today. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by and watching, and I will have out some more war videos, and I'm gonna put out some event quest boss takedowns here this weekend. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.